So here we are continuing with leading with confidence, strategies for unpredictable futures. You're now entering into your physically fit room. This is a time more than ever. Three things. You need to have regular exercise. You need to release what's going on. Nutrition and hydration is important. And of course, restorative practices are really, really important. So let's start, will we, with number one, regular exercise. So you might be going, Kate, I have no time to go to the gym. What I'm inviting you to do is when you've got to have maybe a phone meeting with somebody, just literally say, I'm going to, just so you know, I'm going to be walking while we're talking. Allow yourself. You have a performance meeting you have to have with somebody. Walk and talk. Get them outside is really important. I think that with the physical outlet, it's really, really critical during unpredictable times because it can bring up some anxiety. It can bring up some fears. It can bring up some overwhelm within your bodies. What about at your next team meeting? You could say, okay, let's everybody stretch, get some great music, pump it in, do some stretching, get everybody going, get them dancing a little bit. And so what it does is it releases some of that tension. So maybe it's not the beginning of the meeting. Maybe it's halfway through the meeting because there's some tension happening and we just need to shift our energy. We know that, getting up and physically moving our body is such a great release. It's so very important. And so you want to make sure that you're not waiting until there's an illness, waiting until there's a physical ailment. And that's what tends to happen. So to me, this is a great time during unpredictable times that you encourage within your organization. Get that committee together, rally them, encourage them to get walking programs going, for some organizations even have a fitness area, or maybe now is a great time to approach the YMCA or another fitness organization to say, hey, this is the special discount you're going to get because there's so many of us that can join this particular group, or see if you can get a fitness instructor to come to your organization at lunchtime. There's so many creative ways right now that you can be enlisting instructors. That's one thing I would say for sure. Very, very important. And so, with that physical outlet, it's giving you an opportunity to cope much better, and you're much more confident as a leader. The next one is nutrition and hydration. Again, this is something that I think is really great when we do potlucks. Just encouraging people, let's bring your best, healthiest recipes to the table, and then people can share recipes, and it's really encouraging people to think that way during these unpredictable times about eating healthy. Again, I'm not a huge fan of recognizing people through sugar, like donuts and bagels and things like that, because when I speak to the front lines, they're saying, Kate, I just I don't feel good about my body, or I don't feel as confident, or I feel I'm having these physical problems, and I'm overweight. And so we want to really encourage a culture where there is healthy eating, healthy snacks, all of that. I think it's really, really important. I know it's cheaper to bring in the donuts, but in the long run, you're going to have people who do a nosedive from that sugar fix. The other thing is hydration. It's really important. Spend that money and get a water cooler if you haven't got one. It's really important. The quality reverse osmosis is a great water to have there, and encourage people to bring their containers. And that's something that's really important because it says you matter, right? So now they're looking at you going, wow, you know what? I like this leader. They're very confidently, rallying us in a way that's supporting us at a time when there is uncertainty. It's really important. The other thing is restorative practices. So we need to encourage the importance of sleep and relaxation. So if people are feeling like they're on all the time, then we need to give them permission to sort of say, it's okay, after this time, that set that boundary. It's okay. And I talk about that in my book, The Powerhouse in You, the importance of having those boundaries. Because if you're always feeling on, your body never can fully rest. And that's when we get into that jungle gym, right? The mind goes into overdrive. So it's really, really important that we're mindful of that we have time for relaxation. When you're setting that meeting up, when you're setting up that retreat, I'm a huge fan. I'm the queen of retreats. That there is some free time and to be out in nature. When you decide you're going to do a barbecue with this beautiful weather, encourage people to be outside. Have people bring their own chairs. And just so allow them to have that downtime, because that's going to rejuvenate them. It's also going to rejuvenate you as well. So leading with confidence is one that you must start with you, and then it goes outwards. Have yourself a beautiful day. Remember, you are a powerhouse.